Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Coops Fitness. If you're new here, make sure you like this video and hit the subscribe button right away. Also, follow me on Instagram and all the other social media platforms at Train with Coops Fitness and also Coops Fitness. So in this video, what I'm going to talk about today is I'm going to talk about the very specific goals of increasing muscle size, increasing muscle mass, attaining what's called hypertrophy. Now, most of you probably know what that is already, and that's super, right? That's what we want, right? You need to know what these things mean. You need to know what they are if you're serious about your goals. But in case you don't know what hypertrophy means, don't skip this video, right? Because you're going to learn a lot. So what hypertrophy is hypertrophy is an increase in overall muscle size. Now, particularly though, if you're training for the right kind of hypertrophy, it's an increase in size over time. You're learning how to pack on dense muscle, good quality muscle, real muscle that you're going to use in the real world due to what's called strength. Strength. We all know what strength is. Well, not really. Not really, to be honest, because people don't know how to train right. Strength is when you use brute force, an internal force, to move an external force. That is what strength is, okay? And so hypertrophy and strength go hand in hand, right? But here's the thing though. This is really important to understand. So muscle, so hypertrophy, right? Muscle. And then we have strength. Okay? Now, the thing that many people do not realize, especially when they're beginners, is how much the two, strength and muscle, go hand in hand so much. And this is a problem in the bodybuilding community. It's a problem with beginners who don't know anything about working out. This is an overall problem in the fitness industry because people don't know how to use their strength to put on muscle. But more importantly, people don't actually know how to get real muscle, how to get the right kind of muscle, the right kind of growth, the right kind of increased muscle mass, because they don't realize that it happens over time. That's the right kind of muscle, because that's how you actually get stronger. That comes from strength. Right? Muscle and strength go hand in hand. And a lot of people, they go into the gym and they go right to machines. Like, that is probably the number one thing that you don't want to do, because if you're just going for that contraction, if you just go into the gym and go to like the machine chest press or the machine row, like right away, that's what a lot of bodybuilders do. Even some advanced bodybuilders. But it's not the best thing to be a bodybuilder, because you want to pack on good quality muscle while getting stronger. Now, I know that a lot of bodybuilders can do that, and I know it's possible, but there's just a better way. You need to increase strength. It always makes sense to actually get strong first instead of trying to be a bodybuilder first, because everything happens over time. And you can't just expect to go into the gym and lift mediocrely light weight and just expect to put on muscle, okay? That's not how it works. You think that that's how it works because you've been misled. You've been kind of tricked a little bit by the illusion of what's called the pump, okay? And this is where I'm getting into the wrong type of hypertrophy, the wrong kind of muscle size that you want to go for. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. Now, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy is what happens when you increase fluid into the muscles and you get what's called the pump, where you flex after a workout. Now, ideally, yes, that is what you're going for after a workout, but it's not what you're supposed to measure growth on. It's not actually your main source of where you're actually going in your fitness journey. I think the pump is so overused. It's so overrated to the point where that's all people care about. And you've probably heard of the pump, right? Getting the muscle pump, the contraction. But what it actually is it's an increase in fluid called sarcoplasm into the muscles. Now that's great if that's what you're going for. If you really, 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 really want to be a bodybuilder, then that's definitely what you want. But bodybuilding is not the most effective way to train, even for muscle size. And that's one of the biggest lies in the fitness industry, is that young men are educated that in order to develop their bodies, that they have to sort of go down the bodybuilder route. And that's absolutely 100% false. Because when you're just taking a mediocrely light weight and you're just going for that contraction and you're just flexing the muscle, you're being tricked by the illusion that you're getting shit done, that you're getting stronger, that you're progressing, that you're getting better, but you haven't gotten stronger because you're just going for that contraction. You don't have to get stronger that way. You don't have to get anywhere doing it that way, because all you care about is just flexing your muscles and going for that peak contraction and getting the pump. And this is why a lot of people, a lot of young guys who want that masculine physique, a lot of them, they don't get there because they're taking that approach or taking that systemic sort of bodybuilding approach, and that is probably something in the fitness industry that misleads most people. And that's why most guys, they just can't get those, those male physiques that they dream of. They can't get that six pack. They can't lean down here, but they also can't get nice and wide up here, right? It's really, really hard for them to do that because they think they have to go down that bodybuilding approach, which you don't. Because bodybuilding's an art, and if you really want to do that, go for it. But other than that, don't do it, because it's not really a sport, it's more like an art, right? Bodybuilding's more like an art. It's people who really, really, really want to do it for specific reasons. And I don't recommend bodybuilding to most people. I don't even recommend it for myself, because it's really not the healthiest form of training. Train for strength. I would consider myself a strength athlete, and strength athletes, right? Athletes who train for strength are a lot healthier, in my opinion, because they're constantly getting stronger and they're learning how to put on functional muscle. They're learning how to pack on a good quality muscle over time. And that's what you want, which brings me to my point number 2, which is the right type of hypertrophy, the right type of muscle mass that you want to develop is not that other stuff, that sarcoplasmic fluid shit. This is called myofibrillar hypertrophy, myofibrillar muscle. This is different. This is not when you increase fluid into the muscles and get that flexion. It's when you learn how to pack on good quality dense muscle from strength over time. Now, in technical terms and more scientific terms, what it means, what it is it's actually an increase in muscle cells. It's an expansion of your cells in your muscles, which makes you denser, more compacted, stronger. That's what it is. It's amping up your muscle cells in your body, and it increases your muscle fibers. So it's an expansion of muscle cells, an increase in muscular fibers, and that is what's going to produce your good quality muscle size. That is what's going to lead you to good quality and healthy muscle longer term, because everybody just wants results overnight, right? Everybody wants that pump. Everybody wants that muscle contraction. That's why everybody would rather train like a bodybuilder, because they want fast results. They just want to go into the gym and get a muscle contraction, and they just want to flex. And they don't want to do the hard work over time of constantly getting stronger. They don't want to slowly do that process. Well, I'm here to tell you that process is much, much better, because results don't happen overnight. You need to do the work. You need to take time. You need to be patient. You need to be aggressively patient. And producing the right quality muscle is definitely a skill. Getting stronger is also a skill. It takes strength to put on muscle. Because the reason why this is, in order to actually put on legitimate muscle tissue, what do you have to do? Get stronger. It's called progressive overload. If you want to increase muscle, you must get stronger. You have to progressive overload. You have to add weight each week. Get stronger. Overload your muscles so they build back bigger and stronger. This is why strength and muscle go hand in hand, right? Strength will improve muscle, but here's the kicker. Here's where it gets really interesting. Muscle actually also improves strength, because the more muscle you have and the bigger your muscles are, the stronger you actually get, because the more you can lift, because the more force you can produce. Remember, the definition of strength is you're using your internal brute force to move an external force. And when you have more muscle, when you have bigger muscle, that allows you to do that, right? You're a lot better at that. So that's why you need to train for both. That's why that's the way you have to train, because strength and muscle, they go hand in hand. And the best way to do this is to combine the two. We got muscle right here. We got strength right here. Boom, 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 right? Even if you want to split it up like a bodybuilder and you're used to training like a bodybuilder and you prefer that, that's fine. You can go push-pull legs. That's totally cool. But then you're going to be programming a little bit differently with the reps. It's going to be more closer to 6 reps, because that's the minimum you need for hypertrophy is 6 to 12. So it would be like 6 to 12, right? And I would recommend going 6 to 8, 6 to 10-ish for your big compound lifts, like your bench presses and your squats, just because you want to go more strength in those exercises. You want to go on the lower rep range, because if you're lifting heavy enough, you should only be able to do low reps. And so that is why it's really important. It's really important to do it that way. So lower reps, not as many reps with your big heavy lifts at the beginning of your workout, but then near the end of your workout, you can increase it a little bit to as high as 12 reps, but that's it, right? You want to work in the 6 to 12 or 8 to 12 rep range-ish, okay? It's going to be your focus, right? And so training essentially that way, with making sure you're adding weight every single week, or at least adding another rep, working in the rep range of 6 to 12 reps. So add another rep each workout. Once you can hit 12 reps of a certain exercise, then you would go back to 6 reps with an increased weight, and you would just keep getting stronger and keep building muscle that way. That is the way that, if you follow this consistently, that is the way that you can make serious progress. I hope you liked today's video. Check out my other videos, okay? Coops Fitness Official on YouTube. Also follow me on Instagram, Train with Coops Fitness. That's it for today's video. Like, subscribe, follow everywhere on all platforms. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next time.